just do mostly Instagram, trying to tap.
Oh shit!
You just break a cup.
Didn't break, bro. And look, it landed straight up.
Nice.
The candle. What the fuck?
It's a solid candle. That's a
Yeah, that
strong
bitch ain't
ceramic
fucking
right there.
around, dog. I need some rubber made out of that.
Get up. All right, we're live on Instagram now. So yeah, so let's go ahead and start it.
All right,
So tell me this story.
Yeah, right. So obviously I'm a bartender. You know
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
obviously with this Corona shit, they shut the bar down.
Yeah.
All right, so I was like, fuck it. Like, I still have to pay bills. Okay.
Yeah, that's like kind of like you're like in a fucked up situation.
Bro, I am in a fucked up situation, but shit happens.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna go get a job delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
You told me that you got a job delivering pizzas, but you didn't tell me like any specifics. That I knew you're delivering pizzas. Remember I gave you that idea about
with the
little business
D?
cards. No, the business cards.
Yeah,
It's like go deliver these pizzas and then like give the business card.
You did. So I lasted a week, bro. I lasted a week. It was there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you cannot deliver pizzas in a lowered welded dip. You just can't.
Dude, welded diff life is
oh my god, bro.
Business.
I had to drive like a semi, and I had to go through so many apartments. And I'm fucking boom, 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 like it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, and so I put in like my one day. I didn't even give like a big notice, and
Really?
then the very next day my car fucks up. I was like, fuck, dude. I told him, I was like, my car can't handle this. Like, it's too hard on the car.
What fucked
And I don't know. I'm driving, and I'm like driving at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I put it in neutral because I'm coming up to a light. Boom, stalls. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I looked down, and I was like, did I just like bump the key? Like, how did that happen? And so I started it up, and it was really rough on the idle. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was like, fuck it, let me turn the AC on. So
Yeah.
I turned the AC on, perfect. Like, you know how, because it raises the RPMs a little bit.
So you turned it on and it just started running perfectly fine, like no problems.
Okay, yeah, no problems.
Okay.
So this happened already once when I was delivering pizzas, and I was like, all right, let me just leave the AC on. Well, then that's when I got to jump ahead. Then I was driving 30 miles an hour, just stalls, and I was like, all right, something's seriously wrong. That was with the AC on.
Yeah.
And turned it on again. I couldn't even get through the light.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, something's definitely wrong. And so I pulled over, I looked it up, and I was like, okay, camshaft or crankshaft?
Yeah.
And
one of those. I mean, it stopped at 30 miles per hour. Like, that's kind of strange.
Well, so no, because what happened was, so I pushed the clutch in. I was coming up to a red light, so I just pushed the clutch in and put it in neutral.
Yeah.
And because it was falling, it can't catch its idle. So it fell, and it tried to catch it, and it just stalled. It fell too fast.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So it was probably like a mass airflow or something.
Okay,
My assumption.
Yeah. So I went to because I already have my engine light on for my O2 housing.
Yeah.
So I don't, or not my O2 housing, but for my O2 sensor for my catalytic converter.
Yeah.
And so I went and got the code read, and there was no code. I mean,
sometimes it won't set a code.
Well, so I was like, fuck it. So I get home. It's in the garage for like a day or so, and I'm like, let me go clean the throttle body and the mass airflow sensor.
Yeah.
And so check this out, right? So I stripped the fucking, it has an Allen key to get the throttle body off.
Yeah.
All right, well, I should have put PB Blaster on it. I don't know if that maybe would have helped. Either way, I stripped the inside of it. It was on there too tight. I even got vice grips and tried to hold on to it and turn it at the same time. I couldn't get it off.
Yeah, I fucking hate Allen bolts. Like,
they're so stupid.
They're pretty annoying.
They're so stupid.
Yeah, it's like almost every single time. Like, I even have like snap-on like Allen sockets and like still strip out shit on Subarus, and I'm just like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, put a fucking regular bolt on it, something you can grab it with. You know what I mean?
Well, you can, like, you don't even have, like, you could still do an Allen and the bolt on the outside. Like, just make it into fucking shape.
Yeah, straight up. But you can grab onto more, I feel like, with a fucking like legit like socket versus an Allen. Like Allens are shitty.
And so what I did was I opened the butterfly with one finger and literally was fucking fingering my car to clean this. I would spray my paper towel and I would just finger it. And multiple times people were like walking by and I was like, I literally look exactly like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. But that 350Z.
Yo, it was the first time I had ever done like a relearn.
Yeah, like a throttle relearn.
Yeah, I did a throttle relearn, and it was like your fucking e-brake or what your traction control. Yeah, that's the most I've never heard. I thought you were fucking with me when you said that.
Yeah,
I got to do a certain fucking thing, and you're fucking ting pop like that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
What the fuck's up with that?
And it's just like the way some of the computers, like they just have like fail safes and like certain inputs you got to put in for the computer to be like, okay, you're good. You know what I mean? And it's like same thing for the throttle relearn. Like it's pretty dumb, but I mean, if that's what they want, that's what they want. Fuck it.
Yeah, it was cool though. I had to hit the gas pedal 5 times.
Yeah.
And the fucking engine lights blinking. You got to do it. I literally had a stopwatch because you have to do it exactly at 2 seconds, exactly at 5 seconds. You have to pump the gas 5 times within 5. Like there was this crazy shit. And it was cool. It relearned it because this is the thing. I turned it on after I cleaned the throttle bottom and the mass airflow.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro. It was still below. And I was like, this is fucking horse shit. And then once I did the relearn, perfect. Yeah. Literally perfect. I got idles. I can rev it all the way up to $6,000. It can just come. It comes back. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's sweet. At least you figured it out. Like some people, that stumps a lot of people, and it's like it could be a stupid thing. And then also a tool that you can use. What I use for work is instead of like fingering the throttle plate to clean it off, is you can buy like a brush kit, right? But what I use is because like back in middle school, I was in band and I played the trumpet, and they had these little brushes that you would clean the fucking like mouthpiece out with and stuff. So what I do is I have a set of trumpet brush cleaning kit for cars. So it's like I will prop open the throttle plate and I'll take the little brush and I'll just go inside of there and just brush, the edges so the plate doesn't like stick anymore. Spray throttle bottle cleaner and use my little trumpet cleaning tool and put it back together.
That's funny as fuck.
But I mean, it works fucking like it's baller. Like it works really, really good.
I love there should be. Maybe we should do a series or something, or there needs to be a video of all the fucking like ways that these mechanics come up with they got their way of doing something that's different that like nobody else has done before.
Tools that like no one like thinks about, Because
when it's like all fucking guys that work on cars, bro, like that actually work on them, they will find a fucking way with a tool that they have in their garage. And
well, that's the thing is like you're like I need this to happen, and then you're like, and then you just like kind of like think about things. What can I use? You know what I mean? Oh, there's a fucking stick. Let me grab this stick real quick. You know what I mean? You just use what you use.
The most wild shit, dude. It was
especially when you have like limited tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have limited tools. You're just like, all right, I have 10 ratchets like this long, like how am I going to break this loose? So you like a ratchet and then like 6-inch like extensions like this fucking long, and then you like kick it, you know what I mean, because you don't have the proper leverage. Like I used to do shit like that all the time, but like obviously now that I work on cars I have a lot more better tools, a lot more better tools.
See, I just have very very basic tools, and like even when I had my lawn business, like the shit that I would come up with, it makes you have an imagination when you don't have tools.
So you got your car fixed. That's good. Like,
my god, bro! So instantly, like we were quarantined, and so this is funny. Instantly, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. So sun's going down. It's like that golden hour, you know,
Yeah.
everything looks nice. So there's like
Yeah.
500 people walking, you know, because obviously everybody's walking right now because they got to get out of their house.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just start whipping donuts right in front of everybody.
Really? All
These people
walking.
sat there and watched me do donuts right in the middle of the street.
Did they cheer at you, or did they just stare?
Nobody said anything. Like they didn't. Nobody looked mad.
Did you
but
put your
nobody
hand
was
out?
hyping
Like,
me.
did
No.
you try to pump? Dude, you gotta pump up the crowd. If they realize that you know that they're watching, and you're like, come on. It's funny because I was watching the video recently where we crashed in the Miata, and we're pulling off the track, and you're like, bro, my head hurts. And then like we're pulling off the track, and then you hear people, and then I just start like fist pumping out the car, and then next thing you know, the crowd, they start cheering because we just smashed this car into the wall. It's like you got to give them the reason to cheer you on. You know what I mean? They're probably like, I don't know if I should, you know, be concerned that this guy's doing donuts. Should I cheer? Should I call the cops? You know, if you would have pumped at them, they probably would have been like, damn, I need to cheer this guy on. He's getting it.
Bro, that's like, okay, no, you're 100% right. This time, okay, I was at USF car shows, okay, or the car meet, and they're doing a show of the nicest car competition.
Yeah.
Right? So there's like really nice cars, like Bentleys, there's all kinds of like the Supras, there's all nice, like any category you can think of. Nice luxury, like JDM, America, like domestic, all nice vehicles, right? I show up in a completely covered Toyota Tacoma in mud, okay? Enter it, and my friend's over here like this, and I'm over here out the window like that. I'm revving the motor. You hear the crowd. First, I pull up, and people start laughing because I have a video of me in the crowd, right? I need to post it. I need to post it on YouTube.
Dude, you should post it.
It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. So all of a sudden you hear, and at that time, like we're revving everybody up. I'm revving the motor. It is fucking priceless. I won second place and got a $25 gift card.
Dude, that's sick. But that's the thing. That goes to show people, like, sometimes it's not about, you know, the car itself. It's like the personality that with the car, the personality of like the driver. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the same thing. Like when you watch like UFC, you see these certain fighters. They might have badass skills, but if they have a shitty personality, you're like, someone could have par, like, you know, average skills, but like they have a great personality, and you're like, yeah, that dude right there, he's fucking. You know.
Well, like that's like, and a good example of that, it's just marketing. It's just look at Conor McGregor, what he can bring to a table.
Yeah.
How many times has he been beat? How many times has he been beat?
That's true.
You know,
people still watching because of his fucking mouth, like.
Bro, you always want to know if that, because like half of you wants to see him win, the other half wants to see him lose because you know it's either way. Like can he back it up?
If he wins, it's epic, and if he loses, it's epic. So there's no losing for him. It's a win-win every single time.
Yeah, I love that, bro. I love that.
Yeah, that's crazy that you did that.
Yeah.
So are you like working? Like what's up with that?
Okay, so not done yet. So I quit there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I got a job with Amazon in the warehouse.
Really?
Yeah. Let me tell you what, son. I am going to be jacked.
Are you selecting?
Huh?
Are you like a selector to where you gotta like pull items and stack them on pallets?
Okay. So we're at the distribution center.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the last load before it gets in those Amazon Mercedes Sprinters. It goes out. Okay. Because it's, you know, you have to be 6 feet. I'm wearing a mask. I got gloves on, and you got to be 6 feet. Like they were like I feel like I'm in the military. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's literally fucking boot camp. Yeah. Because it's fucking, dude, it's hard work, bro.
Yeah, I used to do that for Walmart. Well, I don't know exactly what. I used to do the opposite. Like trucks would come in, like semis would come in at Walmart, and I would unload all the merchandise that's out of the truck by hand. you know, like
Yes.
each box, and I would put it on this fucking like metal roller and like have to push it down, and it was a manual roller, and I'm just like,
yes.
I'm in this fucking semi truck.
Yep.
Like this is when I lived in New Orleans.
This
No
is
shirt
exactly what I did.
on, sweating my ass off because they didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm just sweating, just pushing these boxes, and they stored the fucking roller outside, so it's all rusted and the rollers suck. Oh my god, it was terrible.
That's what I was. I was in the semi, and I was the only one in the semi because you got to be 6 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I touched every motherfucking box that went on the roller. Every motherfucking box I had to pick up and put on, and it was, dude, it's fucking, I love it. I there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But, what, Live's not working?
No, it is. I'm just putting, not really getting a lot of traffic with it, so I'm just going to put it on the story so I don't have to worry about it. My phone die, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now, dude. I'm getting like 17 an hour. It's the only thing I can do. I mean,
I mean, at least you're working and making money. Like, some people don't even have a job. Are you like did you try unemployment at all or nah?
Yeah, I filed for that.
Did you get it? Or like, pending? Like, what's up?
It's still pending. The website has been down. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, straight up down.
You're still so you're working different hours now?
Well, that's what I was saying. Before we get to that, like, so since like what's going on with your whole like drift program now that you know you lost your serving job because of Corona, which sucks. So many people are getting fucked by this virus, and the economy's crashing. And like, what's your plan? Like, you making enough money to like keep drifting, or like are you progressing? Are you waiting for drift events to happen, or are you just kind of like making just enough to pay the bills?
Yeah, right now it's a survival mode. Right now I'm just worried about paying the bills. I mean, I have money saved up for my bills, but I know that's why I started working immediately, because I was like, what am I going to sit here and do nothing? I can't do that. I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can get out and work and you can find a job, like a lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people say they can't find jobs, but it's like, I don't know how much effort they're putting into finding a job.
Bullshit.
But
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
I got 2 jobs within a week.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just how bad you want it, you know.
Yeah. Damn, that's
it was wild.
But at least you found a job.
Yeah, I've been in the serving industry for 11 years.
Yeah.
Since I was 16.
My question is, are you going to go back to serving when everything opens back up? Like, what's your game plan? Yeah.
I make good money there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's like one of those businesses to where you can make good money. So it's like, but I didn't know if like, you know, maybe keep the Amazon on the side and serve during the prime hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I probably will keep Amazon. It's fun, and Amazon, it teaches you a lot, bro. I tell you what. Anything you think you can do, or that you can't do, you can do times 10.
Yeah.
like it's literally an 8-hour workout.
Yeah, straight up.
Like the whole time, and like so much, like you think like, all right, I'm out of energy, and you just keep on going, keep on going, keep on
get
going.
Hit by another wave.
Yeah, well, because like the whole assembly line stops if I don't keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
they're like taking the boxes and put it on specific pallets, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this box goes over here, and this box goes over here.
Yeah. Someone's scanning it. Someone's flipping it over so the label can read right, and then that's going up a conveyor belt and going down to where people are taking it and putting it in the right box, and then somebody is taking that box and putting it into a smaller box, and then those smaller boxes are being put on the sprinter.
Yeah.
Pretty cool though.
That is pretty cool, because like I was on the other side, as in like taking the product, putting it on pallets, but we didn't put them in trucks. We put them on the shelves in the store. You know what I mean? So, and then I used to work in distribution for Publix too. And I was the guy, it was a little bit different at Publix. It was a little bit more intense, because they would have these giant warehouses full of product, and you would get an order and you would have to like go down each lane and grab that product and stack it on a pallet. And you got paid based off your performance, though, was the cool thing. So it was like, you know, like we're going to pay you $20 an hour, right, to go grab these boxes and put them on a pallet. They're like, this pallet should take you an hour to do. If you run and you're good at stacking and you get it, you wrap it, you know the system, you could do it in, 30 minutes, you would get a 200%. So instead of getting paid $20, you're getting paid $30. You know what I mean? Because you're working twice as fast. So it's kind of cool.
That's nice.
on that aspect. But you're hourly, so it doesn't really matter. You just
doesn't even matter, bro. But the thing about it is, it's like I can't just like I want to be the fastest motherfucker there. Like I'm like, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like, and I keep that pace the whole time.
Yeah. Definitely a workout.
Bro, like I only work 3 days. They've only given me 3 days. Yeah. And I'm like, when I first was, saw that, and I'm like, shit, I wish I'd fill up my whole schedule. Yeah. By the time you're done with those 3 days, bro, you're sore, bro. You need some sleep.
That's how it was at Publix too. Like I would be scheduled like 5 days. I would work 3, call out 1, work the next one, take my days off. Like I did. That's how I ended up losing that job, because it was just I couldn't sustain like doing it 5 days, 6 days in a row. Like my body was just breaking down. And there's people that were doing it. I was like, I don't know how y'all do this. I was like, I'm finding a different job. Like straight 100%. Up. That's how I became a technician. Like I went from Publix to selling cars to working on cars. But like I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I gotta get out. Like distribution's garbage. It's like, I get it. There's not like a huge skill involved, so they're gonna pay you, almost bare minimum. You know what I mean? They're gonna pay you, and like obviously you're exerting yourself, so they're not gonna pay you minimum wage, but they're not gonna pay you, a good amount of money, because they can hire Joe Schmo on the side of the road to take those boxes and put it on the conveyor belt.
I know. I'm getting $17.50 an hour.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like that's multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company. Trillion. And it's like without the guy that's putting those boxes on the conveyor belt, and without those, like you have nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Everything is. That's what I like about it, is that you see how this guy's a trillionaire. Yeah. Like the system's in place. It's like it's all foolproof. Like you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
So it's like I give the example of McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Like McDonald's just straight up ran on systems. It's like, look at all the fucking idiots that work there. Yeah. You think they're gonna be good at all that? No. They're not good at all that. They already have these good systems that they say yes, this, that, this.
Yeah. They're pretty much they're a robot, but a human version to a degree.
Right.
But yeah, man, what do you think about the whole drift scene right now with, Corona affecting it? Like there's no drift events going on.
No.
So I have seen that I have some friends on Instagram that are doing private days. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Is like if you rent out the track, you can I have seen
the private days. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it's kind of weird, because it's like I don't know how they do that, because we're at a stay at home, you know what I mean? And you're only supposed to leave for essential. Going drifting is not essential. How are they still going to these private days? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't they get punished for doing that? You know what I mean? Because it's not essential. But I don't know. Or are they saying like this is a part of my job, and it's essential that I go test and tune my car because I'm a race car driver? So it's like, it's weird. Like I kind of want to know like what people, how people are doing it.
I don't know how they got away with it. Yeah, because the event that I was gonna go to, the March one, I did at Showtime. I didn't go, and it still happened. Yeah, I was kind of pissed. I should have went. I didn't go because I just was like kind of sketch out, because I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when we had to stay at home too.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, man, I don't know, it's strange. It's like stay at home, but they're not really enforcing it too much.
This whole shit is whack. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. This shit's stupid.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like, I mean, there is one selfish reason for me, is like, at least I'm not missing out on drift events while my car is down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a little bitch. You got the fucking perfect timing that could have happened.
I know.
My car is now perfectly ready to just drift.
Ready to go drift,
bro.
and you can't go drift. My car is like, I can't go drift, but I can't go drift anyway, so it doesn't.
Yo, what happened? What happened? Did you ever find out from the insurance?
Yeah, so anyways, my car was in an accident for all the people out there. My girlfriend was driving the car, and
my
girlfriend was driving the car. She was definitely driving. If it was me, I'd have like seen that person coming, skid around. Nah. But anyway, she got in a car accident driving my car, and
she's safe, by the way, right? She's
good.
She's
good.
Okay,
like,
cool.
She locked up the brakes, pulled the handbrake, like she did everything that she could. But cars nowadays are designed to fucking crunch whenever they hit with a front end collision like that. So the lady pulled my girlfriend said, I wasn't there, so I don't know. Like she was in the far left lane and the right lane was open, and the lady like pulled out, and she thought the lady was just gonna pull out, go in the right hand lane. You know what I mean? Like a normal person would do.
No.
The lady literally like pulled out and came all the way across, and they collided. So like the passenger front side literally just dug into this lady's like back door quarter panel area, and it's a Scion FRS, like it crumbled like a soda can. You know what I mean? So they totaled it out, but for me it's kind of like they totaled it out.
Okay, I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, because I haven't given you any details yet.
I know. I've been waiting, bro.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a blessing for me because it's like I bought this car. It's been almost 2 years since I bought this car. And for me, I've been really disciplined with not trying to spend too much money on it. I wanted to pay it off before I spent too much money on it. Obviously, I fucked up a couple times. I went drifting, got the bug. I had to buy some parts, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I got to make some kind of mods. 2 years not making mods. I finally
hell no, yeah.
The thing is, I went drifting twice. I kept it stock, and I bought one mod. And then as soon as I bought one, I was like, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And I just kept changing things. And like I unleashed the demon for a little bit. And I got the car set up.
It's addicting, bro. It's addicting. It's because you just I'll be that much better if I get that much this, that much that. You get I know.
If I had if this would help, this would help, this would help. Let me make this slight change. Let's see how it affects the car. And it's just like it's hard not to make changes.
But that's the funnest part about it is being broke doing that shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't like being broke. So I've been pretty disciplined on paying off the car. So it kind of worked out in my favor because I only owed $1,200 left on the car whenever she got in an accident. So they valued the car at they cut me a check for $11,500. So because the car was in excellent condition, mint interior, mint exterior, like perfect condition. So they gave me like max value for the car. Plus it had mods, and since the lady was at fault, I was like, yo, like you got to pay for these mods. You fucked up too, you know what I mean? Not just an OEM car. So I was negotiating with them back and forth for like a solid week. And they eventually gave me like, we can't give you any more money than this. Like this is all we can give you. So like, all right, whatever.
So you turned in the car?
No, I didn't turn in the car. Fuck that. So they cut me a check for $11,500, right? And then I bought the car back. So
okay, that's right. How much did you? Okay, that's what I was confused.
So you have to, in the state of Florida, you have to pay the salvage value of the car because whenever they cut you a check for the car, they are buying the car from you, pretty much. It's total.
That's why I was confused. Okay.
Yeah. So then they sell that car to a salvage yard. So you can look at the paperwork that I did. It was Copart. Everybody knows what Copart is. Buy cars off of there and stuff. The car was sold to Copart, and the salvage value of that car was $2,300. So I bought the car back for $2,300.
How much do you think it's gonna have to be to fix it?
I got a quote from this guy on Instagram. He's local in Central Florida.
You made out like a fucking king on this shit.
It's a Pucker Factory Fabrication is the guy that's local. I'll be honest. I DM'd like 3. Well, first I made a post on Instagram, and I had a couple of people like, oh, hit this guy up, hit this guy up. I hit everybody up. I was like, yo, how much would it cost approximately to make a tube front end for this car? It was in a car accident. The frame is straight. It's just, the crash, the front end of the car smashed pretty much, and I was like, and I want to make a tube front end so I can turn it into a drift car. So no one responded. One guy responded. I won't say their names. One guy didn't even respond. It's like, you have a fabrication business and you got someone asking you for prices, like, and you don't respond. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what kind of business are you running?
They don't give a shit about their business.
Yeah, I mean that, or they just don't want to do that type of project. But it's like, I just got paid the money. Like, I have the, like, I'm still waiting for the check, but I have the money and I want to do this. I'm not reaching out just to reach out. Like, I'm trying to get this shit set up. So this guy actually responded and gave me an estimate. So I'm going with him because everybody else was, losers and not giving prices. Shit, yeah. The other guy was like, take pictures. I've never done it. I was like, it's a tube front end. It's not very complex. You chop the front end, you make a tube from the fucking, coil tower or the strut tower, the front end, hood, fenders, line everything up, weld the front end on. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just got to make it presentable. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so only he gave me a price. So he estimated me the tube front end. He said to be like around 900 to 1,000. So I'm just going to say $1,000 for the tube front. It's a good chunk of change. But
no, that's not bad, bro.
Well,
it fixes all of that. It fixes all the damage up there.
Well, obviously, I have to buy the hood, the headlights, the fenders.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna
it's $1,000 just to make the tube front end. So it's like, for me, it's like, it seems pricey.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know like how much the material costs. It wouldn't cost that much, and it's like, to make a tube front. I mean, I've never made one, so I can't really talk from experience. But just looking at it, it's like, it shouldn't be that hard. The only reason I don't want to do it is because I would have to take the time and effort to learn how to weld first.
Yeah.
And once I learn how to weld, then I would have to buy a tube bender, and then I would have to, practice a tube bender to make sure I can bend the tubes properly and then weld it all together. And it's like, I'd rather pay someone who's really good at welding and who's done it 100 times, because their end product is going to look way better than my end product. Yeah. I could do it, but it would take me time, and time is like my biggest enemy with working full time, and then also trying to have healthy relationships and stay healthy in general. Like, I already have, my time is already stretched a lot. Yeah. Technically I should be in bed right now because I have to work tomorrow. If I wanted 8 hours of sleep and have optimal sleep schedule. Granted, we can miss a few hours here and there. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's like, to take the time to learn how to weld really good, you know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather just pay someone. So he said it'd be about $1,000. But the cool news that I was thinking is, because like, I was talking to this guy, he also does roll cages. And now that the car will not be street legal, because it has
a fucked up title.
Well, that's the thing. It has a rebuildable title, which is cool. It's not a certificate of destruction. So I technically could get it inspected and make it rebuildable. But for me, now that it's crashed, like, for me, it's just a good excuse, because the FRS
full race car.
Yeah, the FRS was a street drift build, as in, like, I wanted to keep all the street comfortabilities so I could drive it on the street, but I also wanted it to be like set up to drift properly, good setup. So now I was like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm still going to keep some street comfortability, because like when I had the Miata, it sucked not having a heater core.
You'll definitely have AC.
It sucked not having AC, being exposed to the sun. So I'm keeping the AC, I'm keeping the heat. Like, I want to keep the interior as OEM as possible, but I'm going to do an FD spec cage. And he quoted me for the cage. He said for the cage, he normally charges around he charges around $2,000 for a cage. So
that's a lot.
Well, that's the thing. Cage work, like, I can understand that. Cage work, I'm like, okay, like, you got tubes and halos and multiple bars and door bars, and it's like, for me, it's like, okay, $2,000 is a good deal for a fucking cage, you know what I mean? But when I'm like $1,000 for a tube front end, that's way less bars, way less bins, like way less work.
The good thing about the Z is that for the roll cage is $699 with a pre-built cage that is pro and like certified. All you have to do is just weld it in Juku.
Okay. That's dope. It's just you have to find. I need to look on Juku, see if they have something like that for the FRS. That'd be sweet. Because I have heard like that's kind of like the new popular thing is like 3D scanning the inside of a car and getting like the perfect. Because like a lot of those.
All the dimensions.
Yeah, a lot of those roll cages that you buy in kits, like I've seen some. Like it's pre-cut, it's pre-bent, you just gotta weld it in. Like it's fucking like this far away from the chassis and it's like next to your head. Like it's not super like tight fit in sick. But like the new thing to do is like 3D scan the inside of the car. You have all the dimensions and you can put that into the computer and the computer can pre-bend, cut all the pipes to be like so close to the chassis, almost like as if it was like a professional like in there like tweaking it to get it perfect.
Yeah.
So that's the only bad thing. So like I would definitely look at the reviews if anybody's doing it. But Injuku's a big company and they're pretty popular, so I feel like they would be using that kind of technology, like scanning the inside of the car.
Well, I think not even that. It's also they've probably done so many cages for a 350Z.
Yeah.
That they just already knew exactly what to mock up.
Yeah. I wonder how much Injuku charges to weld in a cage too. Like, cause I don't know if they.
I have a welder. I have a good welder.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing with the cage too. Is like it's a major safety item. Like I would want someone who's welds.
No. That's what he does. So I'm saying I have a person that
does weld. A welder. Like
no. I ain't welding.
Like I have a welder. I got this Harbor Freight welder. I'll fucking weld that cage up in there. No problem.
That's my safety, bro. Hell no. That's what he does. Listen, he builds roll cages for the the rock crawlers.
Yeah.
But the one that's like nothing but roll cage. Yeah, have you seen it? It looks like a fucking spider.
It's a tube chassis.
Yeah, that's what he welds.
Yeah.
So
that would be a good person. Have you talked to him like how much it would cost to have him weld it in for you? Because that's the main thing is like I feel like I guess like bending the tubes and cutting it is the longest process and welding's probably not that long, but
he charged me $250 for a welded diff.
Yeah, that's a little pricey.
I know, it was a little pricey. Yeah.
Like usually, because welding a diff usually isn't that complicated.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a little pricey, but he said it's like a lifetime warranty on it if anything ever breaks.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go break that shit.
I know, that's what's my goal, bro.
Not buy a broken welded diff, like, yo, what the fuck? But he'd probably like, those ain't my welds.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I'm still on the fence for the roll cage. I definitely want it, but at the same time, it's like I kind of want to hold on to the money because of the whole coronavirus thing too. Because my work has been affected too by the coronavirus. Like I'm still working, I'm still considered an essential employee, but we're running this weird schedule. It's kind of like I kind of like it because it gives me more free time. But the only reason they're running it, like the only reason they can run this and I can still make money is because they are qualified for the stimulus package. So, and they don't want to fire anybody that's, on staff because without technicians, a mechanic shop can't run. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they don't want to let people go. Obviously, if this like lasts for longer than the anticipated
yeah.
length, then obviously they're going to start cutting people. And they're not, because right now it's like so the schedule I have now is I work 6 days, then I have 6 days off. I normally work 5 days, 2 days off, 5 days, 2 days off. So now I'm working 6 days, 6 days off. So yeah, so it's like
That's weird.
It's 4 days. It's 4 extra days. Like if you were to do it at 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's 4 days. So it's strange. It's like working 3 days a week pretty much. But it's
But
6
are
days.
you guys slow?
Well, that's the thing is like Subaru is busy as fuck, and it's kind of frustrating because it's like I don't understand people's mentality. It's like there's this virus going around. You're supposed to stay at home. Why the fuck are you bringing your car
Yeah,
in
they need something to do,
for an
bro.
oil change, and why are you bringing it in for a recall? Now, if you're an essential employee and you work at a hospital or
Yeah.
you're working and you're driving your car and you need it maintained, I get that.
Yeah.
But someone who, and like, I got elderly people come into my work, is like, yo, you're at risk. Why the fuck you come into a dealership with a fucking, I'm 29, like a 29-year-old, I'm in and out 30 different people's cars, touching steering wheels, touching car parts, getting in your car. Like, I'm wearing gloves, protecting myself, but I'm not like switching gloves per car. Like, I'm just fucking working. So it's like, your car's getting fixed, but you're putting yourself at risk because
They
you're
don't give a
bringing your
fuck.
and I'm just like baffled. I'm like scratching my head, and it's like, do you just not care? Like, but then it sucks for me because it's like I have all these people who don't care, and they're bringing their car in, and it puts me at risk. And I don't want the fucking virus, and it's like, but I'm considered essential, but I also don't want to like be fired and have to go through the whole unemployment because everybody's trying to do it. So it's a tough spot for me. So it's like I'm just working and just hoping for the best. I don't catch anything or I spread it.
See, my thing is my recommendation is I would save the money while you can.
Yeah, because you never know.
You just don't know. Yeah.
So I definitely want to get the tube front end, but that's the thing. The car can sit, but I kind of want to like get it fixed during this time because it's like if let's say I just pulled the trigger, right? Spend the $3,000, get the tube front end done, get the roll cage done. I also need to buy a hood, fenders, front bumper, headlights, stuff like that. I would have to buy all that. So I would be like $3,500 into this. Plus I bought the car for 23. So I would have like pretty much a $6,000 roll cage, tube front, running, driving, drifting FRS, which is a steal. You know what I mean? And then I could pocket the rest of the money. Or I could take the money, let the car sit, see what happens during this pandemic, see if things go back to normal. And if things start going back to normal, then I can get the car fixed. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards at least getting the tube front end started. Like, go ahead, because that has to be done regardless eventually. And that's $1,000. Like, but he wants me to have the hood and the fenders and everything. So I'm thinking about like trying to collect the parts and then get the tube front end built. But it's kind of badass because it's like the car is no longer a street drift car. It's a good excuse. Like, I'm going tube front end, so I might as well get a cage. That allows me to possibly get into A class. I still been saving tires from work. You've seen my garage.
I know, dude. I'm so jealous.
Dude, I probably have like 40 tires right now. I mean, granted, they're all burners, so they don't last as long as like new tires, and they don't have as much grip. And it kind of sucks because you're going from one type of tire to another type of tire, so it's like car's not consistent. So it's like it sucks because like a lot of times I'm at the track and I'm trying to like every time I change tires, the dynamics of the car changes. So it's like I'll go out, like I'll do a run, kind of shitty. Next run, figure it out. Next run, shred, tires gone. New set of tires. Go out there, no grip, shitty, figure it out. All right, good, dial it in, shred, tires gone. And it's like it's kind of fun though because it's like the variables are constantly changing. So it's like, oh shit, like this tire has way more grip than this tire. So now like I have too much.
You know what you have to do when you're given those circumstances. Yeah.
It's pretty fun because it's like the last time I went to the last drift event, that's what I was running into is because they changed the layout and the run up, was a lot shorter. So I was getting too much grip. Like I would try to usually I like to try to flick it in and use momentum. Like from driving the Miata, that's how I like to drive. But I couldn't get enough momentum to get that rear end to break loose. So the car would just grip up and I would understeer. And then I would try to pull the handbrake to brake the rear and then it would break and then I would spin out. And so I had to like adjust my drive in. So it was kind of cool because it forced me to like drive differently, and it forced me to use different techniques. So like by the end of the night, like when I was using the tires that had more grip and I couldn't get enough speed, I stopped trying to, like, I still would do my flick because I think it looks sexy, you know, like throwing it in like that. Like I think it's mild when people drive in a straight line and just pull the handbrake, get sideways, and go. Like I like when it's like you're driving, you fucking whip out,
Oh yeah,
whip
for
in.
sure.
It's like, damn, this dude's getting wild, and then the car like kicks out. Like that's how I like to enter.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the end of the night, that's what I was doing. Like I was like coming out, and then I would drive towards the wall, and I'd pull the handbrake, get the rear
I can't
end to
sit down
like.
anymore. I don't know how you sit down for this whole podcast.
I'm a professional gamer, bro. Check me out.
Oh,
Eric
okay.
B. Great. It's on Twitch, Xbox. So.
Speaking
yeah.
of gaming, bro, I was on Forza the other night, right? And I only have the controller, so I don't even have. Huh?
Still haven't pulled the trigger on the simulator?
No, definitely not. I don't have fucking money for that shit, bro.
Like I'm broke.
Yeah.
You accidentally drop a steering wheel box near your.
Bro, literally, I cannot even. I saw the steering wheel that I want.
Yeah. You're like, damn it.
At Amazon, bro, because most of them are in Amazon packages, and this is the one. It was the Ferrari one. I was like,
nice.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
T something. I don't know what the fuck it was. But yo, so I'm playing Forza, right? And I build my exact car.
Stock 350.
Right. Stock. Yeah.
It's mint. It's just like my car.
The thing about it is like, I mean, yeah.
What'd you do? Paint it?
I painted it silver. I got some black rims on it. I got some black tint.
100% lock diff. Like I'm good. Solid.
I even put but I didn't put a bunch of angle on it because of like I don't have a bunch of angle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm driving it, whatever. I'm doing donuts. I'm doing figure eights, and like the car still handles the same. I know that sounds like funny.
Yeah.
Well, after I got done on there, that's when I fixed my car like the same day.
Yeah.
Right. So I got off of Forza, went and fixed my car, and obviously I'm gonna go drive it. So when I did my donuts, like in the game, I had to figure out the weight transition.
Yeah.
Right. Because like it doesn't have enough power to just at any RPM break the tires loose. So you have to use your weight.
Yeah.
You know. So I went into it, and I did the same thing. I just jerked it. I jerked it one way and sent. I know. Oh God.
Jerked it.
That's gonna be good.
I jerked it one way and then I went the other way.
This quarantine got me doing crazy shit, bro.
Gotta do what you gotta do. That social distancing.
Oh, I stay 6 feet away.
I have to.
But either way, I sent the weight to the left, and then I sent the weight to the right, and instantly it was a perfect donut. Like it instantly turned into a perfect donut. My very first donut. And I was like, damn, hell yeah. Like it felt exactly like the video game.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of people doubt it, but it's like it's legit. Like that like subconscious like programming. Like you're like, all right, the car responds this way when I do it like this. When you get into the car, it's like granted you get a lot more feedback in a real car, but it's like the same thing. You're like, okay, I got to do this, and then it's like your hands do the things that you do because of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was that, and that's exactly what happened. And it was. So then, right after that, I did a U-turn. Well, it wasn't where a U-turn was supposed to be. All I wanted to do was turn around, but you can't just turn around on a welded diff. You're literally better off popping it. Yeah. So I popped the clutch, and I was like an inch away from the curb for so long because it's bro. I guess maybe I just needed a break from the car. Oh, I will tell you, I got a lot more comfortable with the car from driving and delivering pizzas.
Yeah, because you're daily driving it.
I'm
you know what I mean?
Constantly, getting in it. I'm constantly going slow over speed bumps. I got the clutch down. I got, you know what I mean? I got every gear down because I don't ever drive it.
Yeah, only at drift events.
Yeah, and it was funny because a guy there was like, yo, I want to see you slide it. He kept on telling me. He's like, you know, they're all fucking. It was it was a black guy. He was over like, get it sideways, slide it, man. And I'm the kind of guy though that's all I need. I just need you. I need a little bit, and I'm like, all right, yeah, let's get sideways.
I'm sliding. Let's do it. You right? I'll pop the clutch for you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And so I popped it right in front of Domino's. I was like, oh well, if they fire me, they fire me.
Yeah.
Then I got to somebody's house. I got to one guy's house, and he was like, man. What did he say? He goes, you're probably the fastest delivery guy, huh?
Those dad jokes.
Yeah, he was a dad. But yeah, I definitely got way more comfortable in the car.
Yeah, driving
it. And I did some initial. I haven't seen Initial D, but from what you described it, like that's how I was delivering pizzas, bro.
You're delivering pizzas instead of tofu, dog.
Listen, I was getting it
in the streets of Tampa.
All types of corners, bro, because I didn't have the little thing, thing on top, you know, so nobody knew what I was doing.
You should have put it on there. That'd have been epic.
I know. I look back at it now, and there's so many things I wish I would have changed, but you know, oh well. And I know I wanted to get a video of me doing a donut with the thing on top.
Yeah, that would have
been. Yeah.
It's like, I can't deliver pizzas without the fucking Domino's thing on top of my car. Like, come on, hook me up.
Yeah, it was good though. It definitely got me really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like I raced a couple people when I was delivering pizzas. It was funny as fuck. Like.
Yeah.
Because it's like at the same time, I didn't give a shit if they fired me. You know.
Yeah. You're like, I'm delivering pizzas. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You know?
Right. Bro.
You fire me, it's like, thanks. I don't want to be here anyways.
Yeah, so I am glad that I got the car running.
Yeah.
The next time it rains, I'm taking it out.
Street drifting.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I noticed, man. I'm like, I kind of wish I lived closer to the compound, just because it's like right now people are just. You've seen a lot of fucking compound videos, a lot of like private day videos. And I'm just like, man, like if the car was ready, I have so many tires. I was like, I could just go shred. Like,
I know, bro. I have those fucking. I can't believe I fucked that up. I don't know how I did. The Treadwear is 180, and the Treadwear should be 300. And
what the kid does?
Yeah, and they're fucking like they look like straight drag radials.
Yeah, those things are grippy.
Yeah, they're soft. I can push the tread now all the way down.
What you can do is just put a shit ton of tire pressure in it.
That's what. Yeah, I was gonna put like 60 pounds in it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, usually the side of the tire will say like max pressure, whatever the rating is. Like do that. Just be safe. You don't want to just blow it up for no reason.
No.
I mean, I daily drove the FRS, like my rear tires. I had fucking 55 PSI in my rear tires at all times because I have 160 horsepower. So it's like, if I want to kick it out and stuff, I need no grip, you know what I mean? Especially because like they were new tires, you know? So, and that was like the last thing I did before the car accident. Like I fit 255s in the rear. I think you've seen it. Yeah. Like I put 255s in the rear and I raised it up a tad bit so it'd clear, which is kind of like perfect because Pro-Am, the new rules, you have to run 255s. And I have it set up like 255 is like 255 with zero camber. On the FRS, it pokes a tad bit. It's almost like hella flush, but it's like it should be in a little bit more, to be honest. But I mean, it clears. So it's like I was thinking like stock body FRS, FD roll cage. I have a bunch of wheels. I have a truck and trailer.
I know, bro.
I might. Well, the only bad thing about FRS is just it's low on power. So like if I go to a Pro-Am event, like I'm gonna get roasted.
Well, Pro-Am would, you would just get left behind.
But I almost thought about doing it for fun, but I feel like that'd be like a waste of money to travel all the way out there and like do it. You know what I mean? If it was local, shit, I would sign up and go out there and make these fucking 500 horsepower cars follow my 160 horsepower FRS. They'd be pissed.
So pissed.
Yeah, be pissed. And I would set my car up to be loose as fuck too. So like they would be behind me, like I'm gonna loosen up my car.
You'd be slow as fuck.
I would be like uber slow, just fucking clouding it, you know, just going like 5 miles per hour. They'd be like, man, this car's so slow, and they would straighten up.
You're like, what? You know, they get close
Straight
to
up.
back off. They get close to back off.
A lot of people aren't very good at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of cars, like especially like Pro Am, they all are like pretty high power. And when you have around equal power, if someone has more power than you, you can't really mess up because you can just be full throttle the entire time. But when you're
Yeah.
behind another car that's like totally different, like way slower, it's hard to like be behind them without straightening up because it's like as soon as you lose that momentum, especially if your car is dialed, like it's gonna grip up and straighten up. You know what I mean? So.
No, for sure.
But we do have that event that's going on pretty close to Florida now. That seems pretty popular. They've done two now, the Clutch Kickers events.
Oh yeah, that's close to Florida.
Yeah, it's like I want to say I want to say it's in the Panhandle of Florida.
All right, so in this part, our podcast shut out. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment for anything else that you want to hear us talk about. And we'll see you guys later.